Great. Welcome to Digital Asset News. Take a top stories in crypto, bring on bite-sized pieces. My name's Rob, and today we've got a lot of positive stories to go over. So let's jump right in. We're going to take a look at the market recap, see what's happening there, and then we're going to take a look at what the heck is going on whale number 3. We'll also take a look at 3 good stories, jobs, regulation from somebody who actually gets it, Apple and the metaverse play, and also Middle East oil producers are getting into Bitcoin mining. So we'll go over all those things, but first, let's take a look at what's going on into the market right now as we speak. Before I even actually go into that, I want to give you guys just a little opportunity to zoom out for a bit. And I know that you probably have taken a hit from your friends and family as they remind you continuously about how much crypto and digital assets have gone down since you were talking about it for not too long. But just remember, when I start to talk about that, just give them this little snippet here, which is, look, I don't know if you got a raise of over 8.5%, but if you didn't, all that money you're making, they just inflate that away. So don't talk to me about these different investments that I'm doing. Also, if you think gold is great, remember they find more, so it's not really finite, even though I do own gold and silver myself. And of course, we can buy stocks, but they sell more shares, and there's different tomfoolery going on behind the scenes going on with that. Just ask anybody from JP Morgan. And then also, if you save cash, just remember that they print and debase it. And that's why we like Bitcoin, some crypto, digital assets. 21 million, it's not scarce, it is finite, and it is set in stone. And also, remind them about this too. If they think about, well, but why should I really compare this? It's because of this. Just follow me on Twitter. I'll share this image with you, or you can take a screenshot right now and send it to whoever wants to. This is one of those assets that actually are deflationary over time as opposed to the dollar, which of course is inflationary. So just look in 2011, couldn't buy much of the Bitcoin. And now today, one Bitcoin, what is that, 30,000? It's pretty good. And of course, who knows where it's going to be in 8 more years or so. So just something to consider as we go along on this very rocky journey. And that would lead me to my next point, the market. Market's good today. Hey, we're up 4%, so take little wins. Ethereum up 2, Cardano up 3.8, 5.7 for Solana, great. 4% for Avalanche, 4.2 for Polygon. Everything's up. This is a good day. So what do we always say in the green days? If you are in profit, make sure that you are looking or deciding or deciphering or choosing to potentially take profits. And I know some people, I can already hear it in the future. People are going to say, Rob, you screwed me because you told me to take profits and I made only, 100% gains as opposed to 1,000% gains. And for that, I'm just going to remind every single person who ever says that to me of one word, Luna. And that's it. So it's up to you to decide if it's time to take profits, but nobody ever went broke doing that. Also, we'll take a look at the correlation. It's looking pretty good, actually. S&P 500, we're up 0.33%, so I guess. And then 0.39% for NASDAQ. But just so you know, this morning, we were up quite a bit, actually. And then there was a little bit of a drop. So I'm not sure if there's news on the horizon or earnings or something spooked somebody, but or people taking profits potentially as well. So as we start to go down, you will also see crypto, which I think is more correlated than people think, to also go down. I remember just about an hour ago, this was up 3.6%. Now we're at 3.2%. So just something to consider. And lastly, I wanted to show you a friend of the show, whale number 3. Some anonymous wallet. Some people have their idea of whose wallet this is, but it's a wallet that accumulates quite a bit of Bitcoin along the way. And I linked bit info charts to this specific wallet in the description below, so you can track it yourself. But to me, I found it quite interesting that wallet number 3, which Ben over into the CryptoVerse is the one that turned me onto this wallet just to check out for giggles, is that over time, you see like since May, it's like every single day, just adding, 16, 17, 23, 24, 26, 26, 27. And then it just kind of, there was a move here, negative 1,500 Bitcoin. That doesn't mean they sold it, just means they transferred it. I don't know where it goes. I'm not Nostradamus. But it is interesting that they're kind of weaning off the buys. So you can just see since May 26th, 86 Bitcoin on May 27th. But as of today's the 5th, right? 6th. really hasn't been too many buys. So that makes me wonder what's going on behind the scenes. And I think that's even whale number 3, I think, maybe waiting for the CPI numbers, which are coming out on Friday, June 10th at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. And it's one of the reasons why we did this video yesterday where I talked about not buying any crypto until Friday at 6:45 a.m. because I'm on Mountain Time. 8:30 is Eastern time. So I'm going to wait, see what happens. Also, don't forget, Fed Reserve meeting is coming up on June 14th and 15th. So we got June 10th, CPI, June 14th and 15th for the Fed meeting. And if everything's good, great. Then we'll take off like a little bit of a rocket. But if inflation has increased, which I think it potentially has, and we see some negative news, I expect those numbers to drop. That's why I'm going to hold off my DCA just for this week. It's a rare occurrence when Rob does not DCA, and just see what happens. I could be wrong. It could take off the moon. We could be at 70,000 tomorrow. I have no idea, but that's just what I see. So let me know what you think about that in the comments section. Let's get on to the good stuff, huh? Let's get a little bit of positivity because we sure could need it. Macro. So look, we're not in a bubble. We're in a macro environment and things affect us. Fed Reserve rates affect us. Supply chains affect us. COVID virus, which I don't know why people are so afraid to say that. It's the virus. COVID's been here forever. That affects us, mostly for supply chains. The good news is that Shanghai opened up last week and it looks like hopefully there's some resolution with the supply chains. And then this little gem came out a couple of days ago. U.S. job growth tops expectations in May, with 390,000 added. So just quickly, I'll say this. Employers added 390,000 jobs in May, which is great. According to a payroll report from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, or BLS. It's a slowdown from April's 436, but beating economists' expectations of 325,000. So that's pretty good. Unemployment rate remained at 3.6 for the third consecutive month, higher than expectations for a decline of 3.5. But remember, the high in April of 2020 was 14.8%. Now that's in the US. I don't know what it is globally, but to me, I'll take that W. That's good news. Also on the horizon is this: regulation from somebody who actually gets it. Now on this show, I take a very unpopular stance, which is I think we need regulation. And I've talked about it ad nauseum. It's very simple. Just tell us what is a currency and put that to the OCC. Tell us what is a commodity and have the CFTC regulate. Tell us what a security is, because Gensler seems to be the most secretive gossip girl out there and can't tell us exactly what a security is. And then the SEC can regulate that. Just give us that, and then we can go forward. And then, of course, I always say, tell me the rules so I can bend the rules to my whim, and then just move on from there. Why keep it such a secret? So I am pretty happy about Senator Cynthia Lummis, like hummus, states this: we've been teasing it for months, but the time is almost here. A proposal to fully integrate digital assets into our financial system. Excited to finally unveil this effort next week. Stay tuned. And I will just say, people get scared when politicians start to talk like this, but Lummis is one of the very few that actually gets it. Her and Toomey and a handful of people, even Senator Ted Cruz from the great state of Texas, is pretty on board with Bitcoin. So I'm excited to see what this brings, because we have had some pretty much not the greatest legislation and regulation come out. So that, to me, is a win. And then also, here's some more good stuff. I thought this was interesting. This is from the Daily Upside. Link in the description. It's a free newsletter I get every day just to keep on top of the macro stuff, because there's so much going on I can't keep it straight. And I found this was interesting because of the metaverse play. And I don't know how big the metaverse is going to be. I mean, it's going to sound ridiculous probably in 10 years, just like how big the internet became. But I can tell you one thing is for sure, 100%. The blockiness that is right now is not going to cut it. Also, those stupid headsets that Meta makes are not going to make it. Have you ever tried to wear those headsets longer than 20 minutes? It's maybe it's because they have a big head. I'm not for sure. But it's almost impossible. And it's a big pain, and I hate it. And I don't see how things can move forward. However, this gives me a little hope. So Apple will reportedly launch a headset within the year. The Ripples Could be as big as the iPhones. And the question that is pondered is, what will it take to convince hundreds of millions of regular people to walk around in their everyday lives wearing a virtual reality headset? Again, you've seen those headsets. No one's doing that. That's dumb. However, it takes an earth-shattering idea to move the needle for a company that made almost $400 billion in revenue last year. That would be Apple. Sources who spoke to the New York Times said the company plans to ship its first headset next year. And I'm like, it's good for the metaverse, but who really cares? Now we get in the numbers. VR market is dominated by Zuckerberg's Meta, which sold 10 million Quest 2 headset last year for a 78% market share. It's still quite a bit. Meta has 17,000 staff working on metaverse technology. Let me say that one more time. If there is ever some kind of unrest about how big metaverse play could be. Meta has 17,000 staff working on metaverse technology, backed by a $3 billion quarterly budget. $3 billion. So it is no coincidence of why Facebook is now called Meta. Apple, which sold 240 million iPhones last year, doesn't do niche markets, or niche, or you want to say it. City analysts predict that 1 billion people, equal number of iPhone users today, will use headsets by 2030, creating a $2 trillion market, Apple worthy. And then lastly, because when I read this, I'm like, again, if they're going to do a knockoff of that headset, who cares? It's not going to work. But this is really what it comes down to. There is a path through its 2017 acquisition of Nirvana. Apple bought pass-through technology that enables headset wearers to see the world around them with digital images laid over the top, meaning everything from making payments to getting directions could one day be hands-free. And again, if you're looking for like metaverse plays, virtual reality, augmented reality, that will be the way to go. There is a path that you won't need your phone, and augmented reality glasses will evolve to be the next computing platform. That's from Cristiano Amon, CEO of Qualcomm, which is the chip producer for Apple and Meta. So here's the thing. From what I understand from the rumors that I see, it's not a big it's not a big headphone. It's glasses like this. It's glasses like this. And the chips are inside the glasses, and they're very light. I mean, this one's very light. It's not the actual product, obviously, but everything's overlaid in augmented reality. And you can swipe and go, just like the Tom Cruise movie, where he's swiping and all over the place. And it's very easy to use. See, I can use something like that to do different things. Or imagine just having something like this, and then you have some kind of metaverse play. You're doing play to earn or move to earn, and this is what actually goes through. How easy would that be? And maybe your MetaMask wallet is integrated into here. The thing is, I don't know exactly what it is, but I can tell you, if it's Apple on it, I trust Apple for product development a lot more than Facebook. So let me know what you think about that in the comment section. And then lastly, some more good stuff. The Middle East, oil producers are moving into Bitcoin mining with Crusoe energy stakes. And here's what it is. So let me blow this up so you can see it. I thought this is interesting to see how the Middle East gets into Bitcoin mining. At first, I thought it was going to be something really fantastic, but it's just a good news story. Crusoe Energy, privately held U.S. company that pioneered Bitcoin mining by using wasted natural gas as a power source, is expanding in the Middle Eastern region with investments from Mubadala, the sovereign wealth fund of Abu Dhabi, and the Oman Investment Authority, or OIA. It's a $350 million funding that closed in April. I'm sure there's going to be more of that. The Denver-based miner will initially open an office in the capital city of Muscat and in Abu Dhabi shortly thereafter. Locke Miller expects to have pilot-level technologies deployed at one site in each country in the first quarter of 2023. So, first of all, what is this? Flares and natural gas, that doesn't make any sense. So, in the flaring process, you ever see those movies where they got the big oil rigs and there's just a bunch of flares going off? So in the flaring process, excess natural gas is burned off into the atmosphere as part of oil drilling operations because they can't do anything with it. So what these guys do is they collect that and they use that for Bitcoin mining energy sources. It's not an issue in the US, but a global problem with a global impact, said Locke Miller, who said the MENA region is responsible for over 38% of global flaring. Using this otherwise wasted flared gas to mine digital assets has emerged as a popular trend among both crypto and energy industries, Those involved point out the win-win of reducing emissions while powering mining rigs. So some more good news, and we can get rid of that stupid ESG, environmental, social, governance problem, which I will remind everybody is a scam. We did a video last week where Deutsche Bank, head of Deutsche Bank for ESG investments, was the office was raided, and he has resigned already. And it's because they found out that the companies that they said were ESG compliant, they were investing heavily into, were not ESG compliant. They were just picking winners and losers. I will try to link that video in the description. But it's funny, though, I haven't heard anything else about that anywhere except for the one video that I did. And I'm a very small YouTube channel. It's quite odd that you don't hear that on the mainstream media. A little weird. So that actually leads me to my next point. I know people are big believers in, they say, well, natural gas, we should use like solar and wind and water and stuff like that. And I was on the same wavelength. However, there's this video, and I linked in the description. I'm not going to play anything about it here. This is your time to do your own research. I can't do it all for you. So this one is a 17-minute video, and it talks about why renewables can't save the planet, from Michael Schellenberger. Well, who's that? Is that some oil guy? No. Michael Schellenberger is the Time Magazine Hero of the Environment and president of Environmental Progress, a research and policy organization, and he's a lifelong environmentalist. And he explains why solar and wind farms are not going to work, and you have to go nuclear, and how safe and effective nuclear energy is. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just here to give you all the information I possibly can. So that video, there's a link in the description. You can check it out. 17 minutes. Certainly did change my mind. And lastly, a little bonus, STEPN. And when I first read this, it just came across my notice right before I started this video. That's why I just put it as bonus. I thought this was a negative story, but in all honesty, it's very positive. I'm going to tell you why in a second. So STEPN, if you're not aware, is a move to earn crypto digital asset that you can download on your phone. And it's an NFT, and you get these little cool shoes. I have it myself. I'm not a big fan. Everybody knows that. However, this was interesting. Blockchain-based move to earn app, STEPN under distributed denial of service attack after upgrade. So the problem that they're dealing with is this. They're trying to get rid of cheating and bots. It's also working to limit its platform's availability for users in China because they got stopped off. So STEPN reported a denial of service attack in the aftermath of the platform proceeding with a major anti-cheating upgrade. I applaud them for that. STEPN was expected to secure and recover the servers in up to 12 hours, but has not posted an update for 20 hours by the time of writing. And this was yesterday. And if anybody has some updated information, I'd love to hear it. STEPN said, our engineers are working hard to fix the problems. We will announce here once recovery is complete. Thank you so much for everyone's patience. The system aims to eliminate fake users from the platform, as well as prevent fraudulent motion data on the STEPN app in an attempt to gain unfair profits. So this is why this is good news. And this goes back to the main thesis, the main thumbnail and the title and everything else. This is when everything's made. I know it sucks because the price is not continually going up, but the only time that things actually get done and these projects can actually get to work and actually build and make things better is during the bear market when there's not so much noise. So I know we'd love to see that, the price go up, but this is good. This is when I want things to break, like STEPN or like whatever else. Because if they can fix that now, how great is that going to be for the actual bull run? So I saw this as a little bit negative, but in the long run, I think it's actually good news. And that little snippet there where they talk about how to eliminate problems as far as people gaming the system, I'm a big believer in that SWEATCOIN. I think I've been talking about it way too much, honestly, because people are like, are you getting paid by them? No, I don't get paid by anybody. So they just give me the tokens when I walk. And of course, if you sign up, it's an affiliate link. So just so you know. But the SWEATCOINs aren't worth anything. But the point of the matter is that I just saw a picture of somebody who put their phone on like a compression, some kind of drill, and it was just moving like this, and they were getting steps in STEPN. So I tweeted out to the actual SWEATCOIN official account and go, hey, are you guys looking into this? Because to me, if you can game the system that easily, that's not going to be very sustainable. So again, this is the good time. We're in the bear market. Fix it right now so we can enjoy the bull market later. And that's it. So look, 20 minutes, and that takes care of the news and what's going on. If you like today's video, thumbs up and subscribe, all the good stuff. Now we'll go into